Hello, we're here today talking about housing relet times and voids process connect. We'll just go around, introduce ourselves to start with, starting with Izzy, who's joining us remotely.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I'm Void Liaison Officer for Connect Housing, and I help organise the back office running of the Void process and kind of anything else where I'm needed, really.
Hi, I'm Russell. I'm the void supervisor, and I do all inspecting and post-inspecting of any voids.
Hello, I'm Lucy. I am a senior data analyst, so I head up the business intelligence team, the BI team, and I've been involved in some of the performance tracking and understanding some of the patterns and things like that in the void data.
Hello, I'm Michael. I manage the lettings and leasehold team. So I manage a team of 4 people, and we deal with all the relets of the void properties alongside shared ownership properties, leasehold, and anything rented really from Connect Housing.
And I'm Hannah, the community coordinator. I run the tenant engagement team, and one of the topics that we're looking at in the tenant engagement team with residents is the relet times and voids process coming up. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about what a void is. So Izzy and Russ, if you could give us a little explanation, that would be helpful.
I think the best way to define a void is it's currently an unoccupied property. They're waiting for its new customer, new tenant, to make it their home.
I normally go out, inspect it once the keys come in, and just basically see what the tenant has left the property in and what condition. So then we've just got to assess it and then put the appropriate people in there to get it turned around to a good condition for reletting.
And is that things like doing repairs and redecorating and stuff?
All repairs, cleaning, decorating, new kitchens, new bathrooms, just get it back to a decent standard for them.
So how does that work when you're looking at what programs are in schedule and kind of when things are due?
So the pre-termination notice, that triggers me to go through and look at everything: boilers, bathrooms, kitchens, what's on the plan list. I have that all penciled in before the actual void date of the property, so we at least know it's incoming. Alert those teams. We've got a property incoming. May need a new boiler. May need a new kitchen, bathroom, etc., so that they can hopefully plan it in for during our void period.
Does that sometimes extend the period that you're working in if you've got to wait for one of the planned maintenance things to go through?
It can, depending on lots of factors, but yeah, it can. And it depends on what we find as well, because during that, with the compliance works, could be a number of things like asbestos. If we're pulling a kitchen out, they need full surveys. Certain properties need them anyway. Any property built after 2000 generally doesn't need them, but yeah, it's a number of factors.
And what would you say some of the challenges are that you have when you're working on a void?
I'd say the main challenge is how a lot of tenants leave their properties in not in very good conditions, really. Having trash in the kitchen, bathroom, just leaving a load of rubbish, just generally not caring, to be honest. But they're not all like that. Some are quite nice.
Some of it we get picked up at a pre-termination with Michael's letting team. Some of it we don't. We're getting in void at the minute, a lot of damp, mould, condensation. That's crossing us now. And we're kind of putting that right, be it a building defect, be it kind of ventilation issues, before that property goes back. So there's a lot of things that's going on in a life cycle of any one void.
How easy is it to pick up some of that stuff at pre-termination?
It's always difficult when you go into a property that's fully furnished. People are sort of halfway through getting ready to move out. There's boxes everywhere, things are covered up. So we try and pick up as much as we can. Obviously, whoever goes out is not a technical member of staff, so they're not a surveyor. They're using the common sense. They're looking around the property, looking for anything obvious. They've got a certain amount of training around things like damp, asbestos, things like that, to try and identify things early.
Yeah, it must be adding to your timescales quite significantly as well if you've got so many kind of unknowns going into a property. And do you get much feedback from residents, new residents that you're signing up to, about the kind of impact that longer times have had on them, or is it not really noticed because it kind of protected the people coming in?
I guess it depends how long they've had to wait, really. If we think there's going to be a date coming up, and through no fault of anybody else's, that gets delayed because something's come up that wasn't picked up on earlier, or it come as a result of something else, supply chain fault, whatever it may be, then that compacts it even more, it compounds the problem then, because we've given a rough date, we think it'll be ready roughly at the beginning of September, then beginning of September comes, well, actually it's going to be another 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks passes, actually it's probably going to be another 2 weeks, and then obviously, anybody in that situation is probably going to start getting frustrated. I think sometimes people do think that we're fobbing them off, we want somebody in that property, we don't want it left empty for all sorts of reasons. It's lost income, it's not secure if somebody's not living there, there's all sorts of reasons why we'd rather have somebody in a property than leave it empty.
You're doing your best to keep everyone updated, and the Voids team are doing their best to push everything through, but at the end of the day there are circumstances, aren't there, that are just completely beyond anybody's control.
I've had it as well, Hannah, where I go to the sign up and see those frustrated tenants, but luckily I'm able to walk them through what we've done, because at the end of the day they're going in and just seeing an empty home that they may have viewed. It's got a kitchen, it's got a bathroom. They don't understand what's gone into that, and part of my role is to educate them about that, how to use the home efficiently and as best they can, reporting repairs. I can show them what we've done in there. I can show them how far Russ and the team have taken it and why it's taken so long.
So we're actually doing as much as we can in terms of, pushing the timescales forwards for people, but making sure that we've, doing everything that needs to be done for a kind of safe and happy home.
And I think the communication is the key, that open communication with everybody, including the potential new customer, that's the key.